welcome everybody to the Weekend League podcast. This will be a weekly podcast where we discuss football and possibly other things, depending on where it takes us. There will be multiple deluded responses from the vast majority of us. There might be some talking about clubs, but we will give our opinions on the biggest footballing debates. There's your intro. Welcome everybody. Let's introduce everybody. So we've got the man with the big headset on is Josiah Cooper.
Hello everyone, I'm Josiah.
Who do you support?
I support Liverpool Football Club, so as you can imagine, I will be giving non-deluded opinions because I know football.
Nice. And then we've got Isaac Jones. Cheers, mate.
I'm
Who
a
do you support?
I'm a Man U fan.
You're going to be a fan favourite, Isaac.
like Man U.
Yeah.
Then we've got the only Leicester fan in the call, Mr. Jack Bowen.
Can I get a prop?
Cool.
I have a prop.
Yeah.
Wait.
Sure.
It's like PK going up to the back of it to get his shirts. Oh.
Oh, yes.
Well,
That is straight from China.
for the audio listeners,
No, it's not. My
inside
mum won it in a
Leicestershire.
raffle. My mum won it in a raffle from the Leicester City Stadium, actually.
Yes.
The King
People who are
If-
listening on
if
Spotify,
you're
that was a
lis-
Leicester shirt.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
It was.
Sorry.
They used it.
Signed from 2010.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, yeah. You
Bottom
can
left
introduce us.
for my screen and probably on yours because you'll be recording from mine. We have Matthew Pemberton, who is.
A Liverpool fan, of course. Up the Reds.
Oh.
That's nice.
That is the worst one. And then bottom, below me in the Nigeria shirt, we have Josiah Smith-Hurst.
I'm a big Chelsea fan, but I do stand with Ukraine. So I'm not one of the Chelsea fans who are club over bigger issues. But
So we won't
anyways,
hear any Roman Abramovich shouts from you.
you won't hear any Roman. What he did, you can't excuse it. But we got to move on, find new owners. As long as it's not the racist guys, we're fine.
Well, that's not normally the history
Anyways.
of Chelsea, is it? I am Ethan, and I support Liverpool. So we've got 3 Liverpool fans in the old podcast. However, should we start with the topic? Should we talk about Liverpool? Should we start with today's Liverpool game against Nottingham Forest? Who watched the game? I know me, Cooper, and Matthew did. Did anyone else not watch
I
the
saw
game?
some of the. I saw
I
some of the
did not.
robberies. I saw some of the robberies.
Robberies.
What were
Robberies,
I
right?
heard talks of a pen.
one by
I heard
one.
things about-
One
Yeah.
by one. Let's go to Smith-Hurst first. What did you think of the game?
So, Elvis, it wasn't a pen. It wasn't a pen. I fully agree. However, the offside. I sound like many Chelsea fans when I say this. How is that different to the Lukaku offside? It's basically the same. In the final, I mean, I was looking at that, and I think even though they checked the lines, I think it's offside still.
Why
And
is
they
it-
put that money in the semi-final.
The lines were drawn, and he was onside.
You got to
But-
remember angles that I didn't even see it, but like they do. They do.
It
the
looks
angles are
dodgy. It looks
I
very
ain't got a
dodgy.
clue. I was playing champs.
My point
Can't lie.
isn't. My point isn't that shouldn't stand. My point is the Lukaku one. I mean, it's basically the same. If not, he's more onside.
Yeah, but it's just perspective because the lines are drawn
Lukaku.
differently.
Lukaku was offside.
Yeah, and you're watching it on ITV. They showed one angle to the people.
And then they did show the one with
What
the
game
lines
is
on
this?
It's
after.
dodgy.
Yeah, with the lines. it
What
looked
game's
fine.
Lukaku won?
Liverpool.
The
Cup final.
Carabao Cup final.
No, the oh right, yeah, okay.
Yeah, Liverpool
Mm.
pen.
Who
Can't
else
remember
watched the
what
game?
they
I know Isaac didn't watch the game. Jack, did you watch the game?
I did not, but I saw the penalty thing and it wasn't the pen. That's
So
about.
I'm glad we're all on the same page with that one.
Yeah.
Matthew, what do we? Just in case you don't know Matthew, he thinks he's very cool when he thinks Liverpool are rubbish. He will say a lot of the time Liverpool are the worst team in the world, and it makes him feel big. So Matthew, what did you think of the game?
I'd like to disagree with that statement. I just like to think myself as an unbiased, reasonable fan because obviously Liverpool fans do get a lot of stick for being quite delusional. And I'm not saying all my opinions are good. Obviously, you'll disagree with a few of them. But I like to think I'm an unbiased specimen.
That's
I
not
just
right.
personally have my
A
favourite.
bit too unbiased.
One by one.
Matthew
One by
doesn't
one.
smoke weed.
What? Brilliant. Brilliant comment. Thank you.
Great.
Right,
Ethan,
Matthew,
what's your question?
what did you think of the game?
To be fair, it was a bit squeaky bum time. Scored quite near towards the end, but
Do you have
decent goal.
notes?
Did
Do
think
you have
it was
notes? Is that
offside
why you
at
keep
first.
looking away?
Huh?
Do you have notes on your screen?
I've just got the Premier League table.
For the
Oh,
FA
shut
Cup.
up.
That's all right, well done.
Yeah, but yeah, I thought it was offside at first, but then obviously the other angle where the lines were drawn showed Jota to be onside just. But fair play to Forest, they're doing very well at the minute in the Championship, and obviously knocked out Arsenal and Leicester to get this far in the FA Cup. So big ups to them.
Do you wanna,
Cheers,
Do you know what? I have a talking point from the game. So, during it, I was in a family Zoom call, so chilling all. And then there was some of them had the game in the background, and one of them says they were having a conversation about football. They're all like, you think they just don't know anything about football. They're good at football, but they know nothing about football. Apparently Jota's better than Mane. According to them, Jota's better than Mane. I've
Do
heard.
you know what? At the minute,
Is
I
he?
don't think, I think he is at the minute. I think Mane puts better performances in. Because Mane's
But
adopted
Jota's-
this role as a striker now, with Diaz in, and I
Go on,
really
Isaac.
like him
I have-
through the middle.
I have said, and I will always say, I feel like Jota is a very wasteful football player. Because, like, if you think about how many
He's got
opportunities he gets
just
a
to
game,
clarify, he's got 19 goals this season, but carry on.
All right,
no, I'm
slap,
very aware
slap
of that, and
anyone.
I'm sure
slap
he's had-
anyone in that front three.
I'm sure he's had anybody at anywhere between 100 and 150 to 300 shots a game. So, this season. So.
do you know what? He's not wrong. He does have a lot of chances every game.
He
You see him on the
scored
score sheet all the
19
time.
goals this season.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
well, yeah.
But you got to realise the amount of shots he has.
How many goals has Salah
You'd
scored?
expect him to score more.
20 something.
So
22.
Salah's better than Jota.
Cheers, Isaac.
Well, you can't say players. Well, obviously Salah's better than Jota, but you can't say one player's better than him just based on goals.
I think
Well,
saying Jota's
do you wanna hear
role
some-
is dodgy.
I'm sure we'll discuss whether stats matter.
And
at some
that,
point.
there is a
that 19
statistic.
goals from Jota, that 19 goals from Jota was in all competitions, not just in the Prem.
Ethan,
Yeah.
do you want to just bring it back to the topic, like the original topic, like the big thing for all of us? At the start, we were supposed to do this at the start. We're going to go around and ask everyone who their player of the week is. John, do you
Player
know
of the week.
I mean, I was happy with
Yeah.
the conversation, but we can go back to the player of the week.
No. Yeah, go on.
Everyone's player of the week.
Okay, let's play the week.
For this,
let's
so
start with
starting from
Oh, sorry.
Well, no, I was saying starting from last week. Last Sunday,
Yeah.
last Saturday.
Yeah.
Who your player of the week is?
Uh,
Yeah, that's how
we'll
weeks
start
work.
with-
I
we'll start
think
with you,
that-
Smith first. You said you had quite a controversial
It's,
player of the week, so let's start with you.
so obviously, there's many player of the weeks. Just put it out there. So I've not gone for. I don't think this guy's fully been the best player of the week, but it's more of an appreciation for the king himself, the ex-Chelsea legend, Tammy Abraham. In the Europa League, in the big conference league, big night in Europe against some team. Who was it? Besides the point, it was against Vitesse. Last minute, guess who's there? Gets his head on it. Tammy Abraham. And he's been doing that a lot clutch for Roma recently. And he's been clutching for them. And he's been great in 2022. So, that's what player of the week is. And it's
That's
more of an
your respect
appreciation for him in general. He's not been actually the best player, but I think he deserves some respect.
Okay.
Yeah, he is very good. He got the England call-up as well, didn't he? So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There were some interesting names in that. We'll come to that topic about the England call-up a little bit later, but we can go to
Wow.
we'll go Jackie next, because I feel like I heard a certain name that got mentioned who got taken off after 60 minutes, but who will go
Oh no,
to?
I was joking. Castagna, he scored a screamer, but he's not my player of the week. He was really good, but I'm giving it to Son, who literally played earlier today. He was mad. Like, he forced the own goal from Zuma, and he scored twice. So,
Kicks cats.
on technicality, you could say he got a hat-trick, but he didn't.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
He's just brilliant. No, do you know what? Yeah, shut. He's just good.
He's expecting
and he
hat-tricks.
played well. And
Expected
he
hat-trick
decimated
or
my
high.
dad's team.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he decimated my dad's team, so respect.
You made it in your
He had
dad's
a good week.
team.
He decimated
fantasy.
my dad's team, Ethan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fantasy.
My dad supports West Ham, for everyone listening.
Oh.
Oh.
Big up.
Big West Ham fan.
See. We'll go to Matthew. Who is your player of the week?
Just like Jack, Heung-min Son. He wasn't amazing against Brighton in midweek, but he did have an absolute masterclass today against West Ham. So, top marks for him.
Insightful, passionate,
Yeah.
and detailed from Matthew
Insightful.
Pemberton. Well done, Matthew.
Yeah.
We'll go to Josiah Cooper next.
So, sticking to Premier League players, I've gone for Mark Gahey. I think he's gone under the radar.
Yeah,
a bit.
chance.
Ooh.
Clean sheet against Man City, a goal against Everton, a clean sheet against Everton, going to Wembley. I mean, that's another one for the England talk later, but I think Mark Gahey is a great defender, and Chelsea really should miss him because he's on
We
something.
should miss him with Thiago Silva and Rudiger.
Yes, Thiago Silva's ancient now.
Oh.
He'll never
He
die.
is about 37.
He is still.
He's decent
That's
centre
when you
back.
Mark Gahey. In a few years, you'll be like,
He's decent.
yeah, where's Mark Gahey?
I
And
mean, they've got Trevor Chalobah, to be fair.
Oh, he's rubbish. He's rubbish.
He's not that bad.
He's not.
Isaac, have you
did
said
you-
yours?
No,
Fair
I'm
enough,
not yet. I'm going to go for outside the Prem, like Josiah Smith is. I'm going to go for Tanguy Nianzou, who played for Bayern Munich
God.
yesterday against Union Berlin, stepping in for the injured centre backs, playing alongside the boy Upamecano. Unfortunately, Upamecano didn't do anything, but Tanguy stepping in for Sula. Hernandez was out on the left. Bayern with a 4-0 win, but Nianzou, he scored a goal. 19-year-old stepped up, scored a goal, and kept a clean sheet. Involved in the defence to keeping the clean sheet. So for me, he's in there. I just like Bayern centre backs, to be fair, but yeah, he's definitely in there for me.
Thank you, Isaac. Good
Fair
player.
play.
Did you watch him
Who's
play?
yours,
Sorry.
Ethan?
Did you watch him play, Isaac?
Yeah, I did actually. Yeah.
On what channel?
He
On
played
what
really
channel?
well, yeah.
On what channel?
Sorry,
On what channel?
Hezgo, yeah.
Hey, Hasgol. Yeah, but what channel has Hasgol?
Oh, I don't know. Some like
Don't-
Portuguese stream.
Don't you have Sky Sports, Isaac?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, but unfortunately,
Bundesliga's
I
on
was
Sky Sports.
holiday. I was on holiday.
You're on holiday.
No, he was.
I
Thinking about that,
didn't watch
he
it.
was. He wasn't.
I didn't watch it.
But you have Now
But-
TV though, so you could watch on your Mac where you
could.
watched Hasgol.
Yeah, you're right. I could, but
Ah.
I didn't watch it. But he played well because he scored. So
He
I
scored.
like.
I think you've just looked at
Bayern
one football
centre
here.
back, okay? I like Bayern centre back.
Okay.
Like French.
I can't lie. I'd never heard of the guy. I'm not gonna lie. I've
Exactly
never
what
heard
he
of him.
is. I'd heard of him.
No, you flipping had to.
I don't know if he
had
actually
not.
played well or not.
Dear me.
Matthew, were you going to say something before I asked Isaac?
Oh
To
yeah,
me.
I was just gonna ask Josiah if Chelsea put a buyback clause when they sold Guehi.
No. Because I know we put a buyback clause on like Tina Livramento, Tammy Abraham.
Oh,
But,
Livramento's so good.
But no,
He's
I'm
brilliant.
99% sure Mark
He's
Guay
brilliant.
does not have a buyback clause. But I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure we didn't. So
My player of the week
yeah.
would be Diogo Jota. You know, he got
Yes.
a good touch into that. I'm joking. Diogo Jota is not my player of the week. My player of the week. I'll be boring because I feel like he deserves the player of the week. It will be Son again. I have to back the other two. He scored 2. He got a hat trick in Jack Eyes, so I'll have to go for a Heung-min
That does
Son.
not make sense.
I mean, no, to be fair, on fantasy, it's 2 goals and an assist.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
Wait, what? That's
Yeah.
not a hat trick.
No, Kane
Still.
got 3 assists. Kane played the ball.
Oh, did someone get a touch? I don't know.
Fantasy, it's not an assist.
Alright,
Sure.
okay, cool. Never mind then. Doesn't ignore me.
Speaking about the centre backs, and we've got obviously who gave the team of the week for it was Cooper. Should we talk about the England lineup? I want to go one by one. You can go and get the lineup, sort of the picked team up now, but I want to hear everybody's starting 11. We would do Wales. I mean, if you didn't know, everybody on this call was born in Wales, or for Isaac, his dad is Welsh.
So I'm
Oh,
Welsh.
Little fraud.
But we would pick Wales' team, but realistically, no one really cares. So we're going to go for the England team. 'Cause that's what
Before
we've
we
got the
go-
picks. Yes.
Before we carry, I just got a notification. Apparently, Barcelona are 4-0 up.
Oh,
Against Real
Aubameyang.
Madrid.
Are they?
Aubameyang
Yeah, in
Wow.
53 minutes, apparently.
And they all say we will beat Chelsea, but we'll beat them.
Wow.
That's what One Football just told me, anyway.
Wow.
One football don't
That's
lie.
actually quite. That's quite big.
The
Let's-
people watching are going to be like they won 4-1, so.
True. They're going to think I'm a waffler, but yeah. I thought Barca were washed. Anyway, England squad, because
Yeah,
So I
let's
go
get, let's
first
get
for
up the
the
picked England squad,
England squad.
if you can.
I actually don't know who's been called
Position
up
by
now.
position, or do you want to just go full squad?
We'll go individually. We'll go full squad. I
Okay.
think. Oh no, let's do position by position
I
because
like
we.
position.
Yeah,
Can,
yeah,
Do
same
you
on
mean
our
like the-
positions.
Do you mean like defender, midfielder, attacker, or do you mean?
Hold
yeah,
on,
well, no,
Isaac.
goalkeeper. We could probably go back four. We could probably go midfield. We could probably go attackers. Not go one by
Yeah,
one.
Alright.
Well, I want to hear Matthew's thoughts on this. Matthew, who is your England goalkeeper?
Obviously, the three goalkeepers called up: Pickford, Pope, and Ramsdale. Pope's been injured, and he's definitely not as good as Ramsdale. Maybe Jordan Pickford. Like, he has been quite poor this season. For me, it's got to be Ramsdale. He's been excellent for Arsenal. I know people say Pickford's good for England, but ever since 17th at the minute, he's just not been up to standards this season. So for me, it's got to be Ramsdale. He deserves that number one spot, I think.
So with his theatrics for Arsenal,
Yeah.
so Matthew's
I-
gone
I-
Aaron
not-
Ramsdale.
not a fan.
Did-
Not a fan.
Is there anybody else that disagrees with Ramsdale? I feel like that's a pretty popular
Well,
opinion, really.
I mean, it has to be Ramsdale.
I think
on
it
form,
is. It is.
Ooh.
On form,
Yeah.
he's the best on
I
there,
just wanna
in my
bring something
opinion.
up. Is he?
I disagree.
Is he even fit? Because he didn't play against Liverpool. He wasn't even in the squad.
Yeah,
Oh well,
He was
I don't
I
scared.
know
don't
He was
know
scared.
if he's fit.
But
Right.
the best
But-
goalkeeper out of
we'll
those
say
three
he
is
is.
Ramsdale.
We'll say he is fit. If he
Ramsdale's
is
the
fit,
best.
then he deserves to start.
If he is, then yes, I'm happy with Ramsdale.
Yeah, 'cause
Pickford
would
didn't
He also
start
made a
either,
ridiculous
so-
save against us again.
Isaac
I
Goal.
think he might start
He's just
today,
a good keeper.
Yeah, I would like to disagree. Because
Oh,
I know this is going to sound stupid, and I know you addressed it, PJ, when you said people are going to say well, Pickford always plays well for England. But he does. He's always turns
He
into like
does.
prime Casillas when he plays for England. Just same with Harry Maguire, prime Maldini.
Oh no,
Um,
no,
That's a joke.
no,
I
no.
hate the man.
mute
I hate
him,
the man.
mute him.
Anyway, back to the point.
So you'd have Nick Pope. No, sorry, you'd
No,
have
I'd
Jordan
have
Pickford.
Jordan
Sorry, you'd
Pickford.
have Jordan Pickford. Sorry.
I would have Jordan Pickford, and here's my reason, right?
Okay.
Ramsdale, he's a good goalkeeper. Obviously, had a great season. I don't like him.
I
He's
mean,
good.
Everton
I just
are
don't like
nearing
him.
the bottom of the table.
I know that, but Pickford, I don't think he ever plays well for Everton. Like, even whenever he's picked the Euros, he had a shocking season before that for
I
Everton.
mean, he has played well for Everton
Otherwise, he wouldn't be in the England squad in the
on
first place.
occasions.
A long time ago.
I mean, but has Harry Maguire had a good game this season?
No.
Yeah,
And why has he been
against
called up?
Aston Villa home.
Didn't
Did he?
Didn't they lose 1-0?
don't care.
I swear they lost that.
Thought he has scored, didn't he?
Go check it. Go watch the highlights.
But I feel
Pretty sure
like
he lost the header.
Bar Isaac for some reason going for Jordan Pickford. I mean, there may be a couple of people, maybe Everton fans saying Jordan Pickford. I mean, I don't even think a lot of
No, I
Everton
don't
fans-
think
Ramsdale
Everton
isn't
fans would. my own girlfriend would not say Jordan Pickford.
There we
I'm
go.
sorry.
Let's go for right back. Yeah, I
I
feel like at
mean-
the start of the season.
I mean,
I
it's-
feel like at the start of the season, this was a debate. Possibly, I didn't think it was a debate, and not a lot of people did.
Well,
but
he's
the
obviously injured.
yeah, but let's flip me, members. He's injured, but let's pretend he's not injured, and we've got a full strength squad here.
Okay, that's what you
Okay.
We're just pretending.
I think he's been picked for the squad.
Yeah,
Well,
but
no,
he-
Reece
but
James
he-
hasn't been picked.
Oh, he's been
No,
injured
I
since. he's been picked.
I
No,
currently
Reece James is in.
I have the 11.
Reece James is in.
Or the amount of
Reece
players
James
is in.
that's up on my
Reece
phone.
James is in.
Reece James isn't there.
he
Oh,
is-
yeah.
So is Trent.
Reece
Oh no,
James
he
is
is.
in.
He is. I can't read actually. He is there.
Okay, so let's pretend let's say Reece James is fit for whoever they're playing this weekend.
And Trent's
Um,
fit.
I feel like you've got to have Trent. I feel like it
I
can't be a
admit-
debate.
I've
I
watched him this
agree.
season. I've seen some of his passing. Honestly, he's not just the best right back in the world. He's arguably the best passer in the Prem and nearly the world. And I'll throw it out there.
Kevin
wow.
De Bruyne.
He's arguably top 2, top 3 passers in the world.
Yeah, he's up
You
there.
got
with
players.
De Bruyne.
He's up there. I wouldn't
mean,
say top 2 or 3 because
do you not see his pass like Mane?
De Bruyne is still playing.
His
You got,
pass
you
for
got Cruz,
Mane
De
against
Bruyne, all
Arsenal.
those.
I think he's a better
Cruz-
passer than Cruz.
Cruz he's got
Really?
like
Yeah.
higher percent like passing accuracy, but lots of his passes are like
But
sideways
Tony Kroos's birthday card is like 95 passes.
Oh, shut your mouth.
I do think Tony Kroos is a better passer than Trent. Oh, well, I don't know why this is a debate. He's not
right
even
now.
English, but
I've not
I
seen
don't know.
Kroos play in a while, to be fair.
Would anyone have Reece James
I
in
don't
their
know.
team?
I think it
No, not
just
over
depends on England's system and.
I don't care what system
Could-
they're playing.
could
If
I
they've
put
got a
him
right
left
back
back?
or a right wing back, Trent is starting in that team.
you can't play him over Trent. Trent has to start.
Could I put
I'm
Reece
a
James
Chelsea
at left
fan
back?
saying that.
It depends
No.
on the system because
Matthew,
obviously.
shut up.
He's so
listen.
unbiased.
It depends on the
Matthew,
system.
shut
It
up.
depends. Because
Oh, just to clarify at the start of this podcast, I did say Matthew prides himself on not backing anything to
No.
do with Liverpool Football Club.
no, listen. I think Trent is the best right back in the world, if not like top 2, 100%. There's no debate about that. I don't think Reece James is in the
Who's
top
the
2
other
right
second?
backs
Who's
in
the other
world.
one? Is it Hakimi?
Hakimi.
Yeah.
Hakimi.
Ashraf Hakimi, yeah.
Which is
But-
that's the debate for another day.
Yeah,
But even though Reece isn't there, you'd still play Reece over Trent.
no, because it depends on the system. Because Southgate likes to play 2 defensive fullbacks, and Reece James is a better defensive
I can back
fullback
this.
than
And
I do
Trent.
yeah,
back this.
Trent can't defend, so
Oh.
that makes sense.
No.
Dear
No,
me.
Trent
I do
Trent
think
can
Defense
defend.
coming for you.
Dear me. Right.
Trent can defend.
No,
Let's move on to
Trent-
centre backs. Let's move on to centre
Yeah,
backs
go on,
because
let's
we
move,
are
yeah.
going to be here for a long time debating from a biased
Have this
United fan to
discussion.
biased Liverpool fans whether Trent can defend.
That
Yes,
could be
Can
a
I-
whole
can I-
episode.
Can I say who I think?
Yeah.
I saw a post earlier. I don't agree with it,
Okay.
and I saw it was going over Instagram, and they said John Stones and Mark. Or was it John Stones and Ben White?
Ben White, I think it was.
Probably, yeah.
Is
I
your
think
centre-backs.
Ben White is honestly number one for me.
Well, just to clarify,
Over
we'll say
John
the
Stones.
formation we're
Okay.
doing just for the sake of this point is a 4-4-2 or 4-3-3. Either one of them, just to save
4-3-3, yeah.
4-3-3.
Yeah,
we'll just do that.
basic.
I know my two. I know who I'm
Go on
putting
then.
at centre back in this team. I think it's got to be Ben White and Connor Cody.
Yeah, that's a big shout, to be fair.
Who's your first one?
Connor Cody's good.
Ben White and Connor Cody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Over
John
Because
Stones,
I
I think
think-
he's.
Looking at Wolves defensively this season, they've been probably one of, if not the hardest team to break down.
Yeah.
Just ignore
Think about-
like one or two performances like they lost
Yeah, but
to
everyone
Leeds
does
the other day, but ignore
exactly. Even Man U lose games. So
Wow.
Bro, man.
Although I've got a question though. I think obviously Kane. I think he captains England when he plays. I think again. Don't hold me to this. I think Maguire captains England. I think if Kane isn't playing, do you think Gareth Southgate's going to start Maguire because he's the captain of England?
He absolutely will
Southgate
start
he
will
will
Maguire.
No.
start him. He'll
Yeah,
He'll
he
start.
start
absolutely
Maguire
will,
and Mings. He just will start
And
Maguire and Mings.
I think that it will. Obviously, we're going off people's form at the minute. I think that Maguire will have. I think he'll have a good World Cup because he needs. I feel like he needs. He's never been like an amazing centre back, right? And the 80 million is obviously way too much. But if we bring it back, he does generally play really well for England. So I just feel like that will be his bounce back.
He plays
time in the World
really
Cup.
well.
I think
does
so.
play
Yeah, he
decent
had
for
really,
England.
really good Euros.
He did have a good
Um,
Euros. Did.
And previously, he's played really well for England. So I think that will be his bounce back. I still think it'll be tragic for United, but for England, I think it'll be good. And I think Southgate will start him just because he just will. It's like Ranić playing Maguire every week, even though.
Well, it'll be like Southgate starting Stones, wouldn't it? I think for
Can I
me.
put that to it? Sorry.
Oh yeah, go on. Yeah.
I would have
different.
John Stones and Ben White, only because I think John Stones is actually a very good centre back, but City have two amazing centre backs already, so he can't play. I think Laporte. I really
Yeah.
like Laporte, and I like Diaz, and I just think Stones is better than Mings. He's better than Cody. Cody, yeah, Wolves had a great defensive season.
Oh, see, yeah, I
but
agree
then
with Jack with
it's
Cody.
3-back, isn't it?
Mm.
3-back.
Yeah, but we're doing 4-4. Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, that's what Cody plays with
Ooh.
in a 3-back, and I think he's the central one, isn't he? And
Yeah,
you're like
he's the
Kilman and
central
Says.
Mhm.
So
Good
I
point.
would have.
But then
Stones and
but then I also think that if they don't play Maguire and Kane, then Cody could easily be the captain as well.
well, it
Yeah,
depends who
but
else you have in your
yes.
team.
Henderson's there. There's so many people.
Yeah.
I
don't
wouldn't
think
start
Henderson-
Henderson.
Mason Mount's there. Tammy Abraham.
We'll move on to
Conor
midfielders.
Gallagher is in the
No,
mix. for
No,
that.
left back.
There's
I
only
mean,
one
left
back.
back is
There's
only one option.
Two centre backs here.
Oh, sorry,
Luke Shaw, and he's a flop.
Matthew's good.
Sorry, PJ centre backs. Go.
Let me talk.
Out of this squad, I'd do John Stones and Connor Cody. Like, I've never seen Connor Cody in a back four. I don't think he might have played there for England once or twice, but I still think he'll be able to adjust. I think he's much better than Maguire. Ben White is still a fantastic shout, of course. To be honest, I just don't get how Tomori's not in the England squad.
Yeah,
I think he's
Yeah.
a definite candidate to start in one of those centre back spots. But
It's
yeah.
better than Tyrone Mings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how many.
Tyrone
Like
Mings.
even like Esri
Left foot
Konsa
tax.
or someone would be better than Tyrone.
Yeah,
Mings
left
to
foot
play.
tax, for sure.
I think Tomori's better than
Left foot tax.
Maguire as well. I don't know how.
Oh, 100.
Maguire's
Even
better.
Chris Smalling, you could say as well.
Well,
Yeah.
that's not push it.
Outside
I mean,
shout,
I mean,
but, you know.
When was the last time you
Yeah.
saw Smalling play? Let's be right here.
I watch him play every week.
Uh,
Right,
I'm
we're
happy
going to
to run
take,
fan.
before we do left back, we're going to take a quick break to restart the meeting because we're on Zoom at the minute and none of us can afford to pay for premium for the podcast. So we will pay for Spotify, but we won't pay for Zoom Premium. And yeah, so give us 2 minutes. Okay, welcome back. We are at the left back slot for England. We've had a couple of controversial opinions between Connor Cody and whether Tomori should be in there, but we'll go to left back. I'll start with mine. If we're playing a 4, it's difficult.
It's only Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw's the only
Oh,
option.
that's what I'm looking at. I don't particularly want to start Luke Shaw, but he has picked one left back. If he's injured, okay, so, right. I feel like we've all got to say Luke Shaw, but if he's injured, what's he doing? Yeah.
it's just gonna have to
You
be
could
James,
you
innit?
could theoretically say you play Saka there, really, but that's like the only other viable option.
True.
I don't
I'd
know.
say Tyrone Mings on his left. He likes putting
Or
the ball in the
James.
back of the net. Let's see if he can
True.
put it in their net.
That's
what I say.
But I feel like we can all. Well, it's going to Luke Shaw, innit? I mean, I don't agree
I mean,
that he
it
should
kind
be
of has to be
starting.
Luke Shaw. I mean, the guy did play with broken ribs, to be fair. So
He's a warrior.
the guy doesn't get
Now we've got it's a
Yes, it
4-3-3,
does.
so we've got
Actually,
3
very weird.
midfielders. I'll say mine, and then we'll move on. I think for me, I feel like it's got to be. I think it's got to be Declan Rice. He's had a good
Oh,
season.
he
he's
is
gotta be in
next
there.
level.
Yeah, big
yeah.
shout.
Honest, right. I'm just gonna say I think he gets into most, if not all, Premier League teams.
I think he gets into every team in the world.
I back it.
I
genuinely-
I
not-
can back it.
Not.
Every
don't think
team in the
I
world.
honestly don't put him in Chelsea, but we'll get onto that another
Yeah, I
episode,
don't
so
know
I'm not
about
going to say.
I don't put.
I
him
wouldn't put
in
him in Liverpool. I think Fabinho's better than.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put him in Liverpool either, no.
My second centre mid. I'd put Jude. I'd put Jude Bellingham there. It's got to be a bit of young flair in.
I wouldn't.
No
For
Hendo.
me.
But I need to see who your other one is first.
No
My-
Henderson.
My other third one.
Don't say Henderson.
It's
I think it's gotta be Henderson.
It's Henderson as a captain. I'm putting him in there for a
Yes.
player and as a leader. Honestly, the amount of fans that just pick players, I know based on their form, and that's a huge point. But the amount of fans that will just dismiss players like Henderson, the influence he has on the squad is gigantic, and
Yeah.
it goes beyond football ability. It goes back into the dressing room.
Yeah.
And people will just dismiss it.
But-
Henderson's
but then
a
you come
massive
back-
leader.
Does that mean you're? I know we're skipping ahead a bit, but does that mean you're not putting Kane in? Because
What?
I've just. Does that mean you're not putting Kane in then, Ethan?
I understand what he means because you're not then going to captain.
You've got Henderson in to captain.
Yeah,
And
I'm not.
Kane is being the
Kane is
captain.
going nowhere near my captain. He'll start. He's not going to be my captain.
Okay. All right.
Just
Fair.
because he's
Can I
got the
comment?
armband doesn't mean he leads.
Can I comment on that, Free? Can I
Yeah.
comment on
Fair.
Yeah, we'll go
So,
Smith
I think Henderson and Declan Rice, 100%. I think they're both. I think
I don't.
they're
think
both
so.
great passers. Henderson is such an underrated passer of the ball. He's a great player. I used to hate him in the past, but he is good. He's a great player. Same with Declan Rice. I want to see Conor Gallagher. I want to see him in an England shirt. I mean, the shifts he
Yeah.
puts in for Crystal Palace. I mean, I was going to say Mason Mount 'cause I think he's still great, but I would rather see Conor Gallagher more. I want to see him play. I think he's an
Can
absolute
I-
beast, and I can't wait seeing him in Chelsea shirt again. But that's basically what I'd have to say.
Can I say who I think?
Yeah.
I think James Ward-Prowse needs to get in the team.
Over
Semi
here.
merchant.
Yeah.
Over
No,
here.
I don't think he plays well. Like, he's good. He's not
score a
England
free
level
kick.
to start. He can score a free kick, he can take a corner. He can take a penalty.
So say he
He can pass
starts
the
Jack
ball.
Grealish, which he won't because it's Gareth Southgate, but say he does, wins fouls, Ward-Prowse shoots from everywhere and it will go in from free kicks.
Jack
Who's
Grealish playing
your
well
other
nowadays.
two though? Who's your other two?
I would probably go with Rice, Henderson and Ward-Prowse.
It
But then
feels.
you've got Trent on the pitch who's up there as a free kick taker as well. Obviously,
That's true.
I would say Ward-Prowse is a better free kick taker than Trent, but Trent can hold his own on a set piece.
I don't think there is a better free kick taker than Ward-Prowse.
No, I do think
Not
he's the best in the
no.
world. He is definitely the best in the world.
I don't think
But
there is
then
a
you-
player who can hit a ball as well as him.
I mean, he's got the
Then you're
greatest. Like,
banking on free kicks.
you compare his to Beckham. His free kick stats to Beckham. He like blows him out of the park, in like
Yeah.
You've got like
all categories.
I know you've got Trent putting in the crosses, but Ward-Prowse's passing ability is just incredible, and I feel like he deserves to start personally.
But you've also got Henderson and Declan Rice who could still pass really well, and I think Conor Gallagher brings that dynamic mix of that.
Yeah, no, I
You've
completely.
also-
It's not like a
Stuff like that.
clear-cut thing, but I'm just
No.
saying that he deserves England caps, and I would.
He's
start
got a good
him if I
choice.
You go.
They're all good,
As,
this
as a
list.
quick question, you talked about crosses and people who are playing well. I just want to quickly just touch on it because we want to move on to the attackers next, and obviously Matthew and Cooper and Isaac for their midfields as well. Defenders. Okay, let's pretend this is July. No, not July. It'll be winter. It'll be the Winter World Cup, right?
Yeah.
From what we've seen of Trippier from Newcastle, is he getting on the plane? And if so, over who? And you can't, like, realistically over who. So you got to put yourself in Gareth Southgate's shoes. You can't say Maguire because Maguire is going to get on the. He's going to get on the plane.
I mean, he played him left
Kieran
back. in
Trippier is
Euros
getting on
a
the
little
plane
bit.
over Tyrone Mings.
Yeah.
No.
He's getting on the plane over Tyrone.
Yeah.
What about Kyle Walker though? Where's he in this talk now?
Only got 4 right.
Yeah,
Kyle
that's
Walker's
the thing.
great.
Everyone
He's not
slated
against
Southgate in the Euros for picking so many right backs, but
Yeah.
the English right back options are unreal, and a lot
They're
of them
just
are
so
very
overloaded.
versatile. They're versatile right backs as well. So
Yeah.
They
Walker
are.
can play centre back. He can play probably. I reckon he could probably do a decent shift at left back.
Trippier
So,
played left back
yeah.
at Euros.
He
as
was
well.
Exactly.
great though.
So
Yeah,
Trippier
I
does.
think so.
go
I
you
thought
put
it was
Trippier-
decent.
Like if
Oh,
you put
yeah,
Trippier
sure.
on the left, Trippier left, Trent right, then you could have a centre back pairing of Walker and then one of the other ones.
Yeah.
Like, that's
I'm
what
not
you
sure about
could do
Walker.
if he
I don't
wants
know
to go
Walker.
right back.
Yes. Yeah.
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 It's interesting.
Okay.
But he could do a back three. But anyway,
Yeah, well, he probably will play back 3 really. We'll go to Coops next.
I'm very surprised you've all said Henderson because I did not think you would. Because when I look at people, they don't usually put Henderson in their 3, but I would have Henderson on the right side of the 3 because he's
Yeah.
got that connection with Trent. He's a very
Yeah.
good footballer, which people don't talk about. It's all about he's a good leader, but he's a good footballer. I'd have Rice in the DM, and I was thinking between Gallagher and Mount as well, but I would just about have Mount. I think yes, maybe this one Gallagher's good to
Mount.
experiment. It's only 2 friendlies, they're playing like Switzerland or
Yeah.
something like that. But I think Mount.
Okay, but if this was winter, again, the World Cup's come in. I know it's difficult as friendly because you test it. Let's pretend it is the World Cup. Your midfield 3. So obviously you got Henderson and Rice. I feel like that's the same for everybody, realistically. Who are you picking over Mount, Bellingham, Gallagher? I mean, I put Ward-Prowse in there, but
Yeah. Here's the thing. I think because Gallagher's going to go back to Chelsea, and I think we'll see how he starts because it's a December one. See how he starts for Chelsea.
but
If
from
he's
what you've
still
seen
keeping up.
already,
Mm.
I'd still go Mount then. I think I'd still go Mount.
really?
I also think, although he wouldn't start in my team, I think Jacob Ramsey should have been called up.
Yeah, but they've also have great forwards in there, so it's pretty tough for him.
Yeah.
He's
Ramsey
an
was
Oh,
attacking
what about? What
midfielder.
about? What about? About? What about? I was looking at forwards on my phone. What about? Sorry, what about?
No, I don't know if he'd get in over any of those players, but I think he'd still deserve to be. I don't know. He deserves some England caps. He will. He definitely will do in the future because he's so good. But
We'll go to well, Matthew and Isaac. Have we said your midfield pairing already? Matthew's shaking his head.
He's
Isaac
anti-Liverpool,
has said
isn't
no.
he? I know
Oh
it.
no.
Oh, here comes the most
If it's no
anti-Liverpool
Henderson.
fan going. We'll go to Matthew next. Let's hear it.
Well, I would just do a straight midfield three of one deep lying and two centre mids.
So who are you picking?
If we are doing that, it's Rice, Hendo, Bellingham. But what I'd do is two deep lying and then one slightly more attacking. So my slightly more attacking will be Grealish,
He's a
because
forward.
then I'd have two
Oh, yeah.
almost deep lyings, and my two deep lines would probably be Declan Rice, 100%. He gets in there, and then it's so
It's
tight.
not. It's not. It's not. It shouldn't
You
be a
actually-
debate. This
You're
shouldn't
not
be a
cool
debate.
picking Ward-Prowse over Henderson.
No,
Yeah,
no,
but
no,
actually-
no. No, I'm not thinking Ward-Prowse. Bellingham for Dortmund. I'm not saying he's in, but Bellingham for Dortmund has been
yeah.
absolutely immense.
No.
Absolutely immense.
He has been.
And he's got an unbelievable work rate, and he's good at attacking and defending.
How often?
But having said that, whoa. Having said that, I do think you do have to put Henderson in. He's an absolute leader. Yeah, I
Can't
mean, I know he didn't start at the
ability
Euros.
of a captain. You can't.
I mean, Southgate will still put Kane captain, but Henderson is, in my opinion, a better leader than Kane.
Oh,
But-
look at Isaac's face. If you're watching this on YouTube, he's got a smug face about him.
Uh-oh.
I might not.
Can I guess?
might
Can I
not
say
like
you're going to go Mason
Liverpool,
Mount,
and I might
James
not want,
Ward-Prowse, and
Hendo
Jude
in there,
Bellingham
but
as your
I'm not.
midfield
I'm
three?
not an idiot, so no. I am gonna go. I am gonna put Jude Bellingham in there. Because he's a young player. I think he played well for England, and he's doing well at Dortmund, so I'd have him in there. I am unfortunately gonna have to put Henderson in there. Really disappointed with myself saying that, but I'm gonna have to put him there. And then the only thing is, right, I feel like Declan Rice has to be there. And actually, you know what? It's gonna have to be Declan Rice, because Conor Gallagher, you've got Mason Mount. Mason Mount recently has been poor. James Ward-Prowse, like I said before, he's good, but he doesn't get in over the three I've said. So I'm gonna have to go Declan Rice, Henderson, and Bellingham.
Mhm. No, I think he's what I think Declan Rice,
Yeah, they
Trent.
have to be.
Henderson. I think they're and Kane. They're the first names on the team sheet, really, aren't they? I feel like they're ones
The
that you
Southgate will
can't.
not
Who,
play
sorry?
Henderson. I already know.
Who,
that.
sorry?
Base.
For me, Declan Rice, Henderson, Trent, without going, and Kane. Like for
I
me,
can
should
see
be
it,
guaranteed. And
but
whether
you've
he will
gotta
or not,
think
I
should be
about-
could see how
guaranteed.
people would disagree with Henderson.
You've got to think about having, like they said,
having
having the leader.
could see
It
that.
is important.
He starts for me.
So
But I
you've
think-
got to think
yeah, I
about
can see
that
other
when
people
you
not
say you
agree.
don't want him, because I don't want to have him in there, but with the football team you do have to have him in there.
Mm.
Yeah.
I agree. We'll go on to
Yeah, okay.
forwards.
No,
The big, well, I say big.
doesn't deserve to be there.
Obviously, Marcus Rashford hasn't made it onto the plane.
Good.
Yeah,
Rightfully so.
I don't think anyone can sort of say he should have made it on, especially over the attackers you've got.
no, he's picked it up recently
Again,
though,
I'll
hasn't
start
he?
with- I think everyone can agree with Kane starting. I mean, he's not
Oh,
had
yeah.
an unbelievable
What about Tammy?
season.
Shout out.
He scored against Batista in the last minute.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
Oh,
getting the
that's
form back in there.
Nah,
And the
nah,
it's
Ward-Prowse
Kane.
search, and he's good.
It's Kane. He's getting better. He's getting better from coming into the season a bit more, isn't he?
I
Yeah,
think
definitely.
he's not had a mind blowing season. I know he's been a little bit injured, but Kane starts.
Yeah, second half he's pulled it back.
For me,
We'll get there.
Don't-
We'll get there.
I don't think Grealish starts for me. I think
Can we
I
all
think
agree
he's.
Raheem Sterling starts?
I think so.
Well,
Possibly.
I'll finish
maybe.
my
We'll go
three.
round.
I'll finish my three. So we've got Kane. We've got.
Yeah.
For me, Grealish is a good super sub. I know that might sound harsh. Maybe he'll start
Yeah,
lower down games, but he's
Okay.
a unbelievable super sub. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
For me, Saka is making. I'm
Yeah.
telling
Yes.
you, he's got to
Yes.
make it.
Yes.
He's got to make it in that lineup.
Yes.
Good.
Unbelievable this
Has to
season.
be Saka.
Um,
Has to be Saka.
If he could work on his final product, it will be unbelievable. But
He doesn't even have to work that hard on his final product. It's almost there.
If he gets out from freestyle weak foot, it'll be better. He's freestyle right now.
He is unusable, I wouldn't start him with
And
he
Ødegaard.
is brilliant though, and he is the main reason Arsenal are making a Champions League qualification charge. In my
Yeah,
opinion.
he's great.
And then my other one,
Ødegaard, yes, yeah.
this person doesn't necessarily fit in the role that I'm
You put
putting.
Foden in. Okay.
This will be controversial. I think he might be controversial.
Uh-oh.
I feel like Phil Foden's got to start. I feel like he's
No,
me-
not
for me,
flop
he
I can back
Foden.
it.
Not
I
flop
can
Foden.
understand.
honestly. I saw him again.
No.
I can't remember the Man City game I watched. It was very recently.
I think technically he is better a better footballer than Sterling already. So technically he is, but I would still have
He
Sterling
is.
personally. Well, first of all, I just want to say how's Sancho not there? I feel like recently.
Yes, true.
Yeah, he did.
I don't know.
He did, but then you've
No,
got the same
Sancho deserves it.
Grealish 100% because
Recent form. He had a
Grealish is
terrible
like
start.
I don't think he
Over
played
Grealish,
amazingly in
over
the
Grealish.
Euros. He was good.
Sancho over
He
Grealish.
wasn't incredible. He didn't do anything special. Sancho, I thought was all right in the Euros. Again, not anything special. I thought he was better than Grealish. He didn't get much game time, but I thought he was a bit better than Grealish when he played. Recently, he's really picked up form. He's been arguably, probably our most consistent player in the last month or so. Recently, he's probably been our best player, bar the Ronaldo hat trick in each game. So I would definitely have him in there. And Grealish, I don't think he's really set off for Man City yet. And you can say, well, Sancho had a poor start. I don't think Grealish got on at Man City at all, really. He's not really kicked off. He's been poor. I wouldn't say poor, but he's not been great the whole time he's been at City. He was obviously amazing at Villa. But Sancho's started poorly, but he's actually picked it up. He's kicked off a season. And he's just got over the Bundesliga tax, you could say. I think he's probably, if not, yeah, exactly, like Havertz. So I would have Sancho on the plane. Anyway, but he's not there.
Like
So
Havertz.
I'm going to have Harry Kane up front. I think he has to be there, especially recently. I'm going to have Sterling and Saka. So I'm not going to spend ages because it's what Ethan said pretty much, apart from Sterling over Foden. But yeah, same reason. Sterling been good recently. And I think he plays really well for England. Because I didn't think he was playing amazing before the Euros for Man City. But he came in, scored a lot of goals. So he had a great Euros. So yeah, I would have Sterling in over Foden.
Matthew, we sort of finished. Well, you're near the end this time, so you can go through this time. Who is your front?
Yeah, and it's back now.
His mic's gone.
Yeah, his mic's gone.
My mic.
Oh,
it's
no,
back.
there you go.
Nah, it's fine, yeah.
And it's gone again.
Yes, we can hear you. Yeah.
No, I'm not talking. I'm talking now.
Can
you
I
hear
say
me?
something controversial?
Hang on.
Yes.
Can you hear me still?
Can I say? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, go Jack.
Okay.
Smith Rowe, I don't think he should be called up.
Who?
Who?
Smith Rowe.
I agree.
Really?
I agree.
Over-
No.
He's been injured. all
Barnes
season,
shouldn't be in.
And I feel like
Barnes.
I know Jared Bowen's injured now.
Not Barnes.
Barnes has been injured a
Not
while, but I
Barnes.
think one of those two
Not Barnes.
should get
Barnes.
in over Smith Rowe at the minute.
Harvey
Barnes shouldn't set
Harvey
foot.
Barnes.
Shouldn't set foot on a
I
plane.
think Bowen, not Barnes.
No.
No, Jared
He shouldn't
Bowen, if
even be
wasn't
saying
injured-
goodbye to his teammates.
Yeah.
But Harvey Barnes.
Yeah, but he's injured.
He's not even getting
No,
to the
Harvey-
airport. He can't go anywhere near Heathrow.
I get the Bones shout, 100% Bones
Should
quality,
even have a
but
visa.
no way Harvey Barnes is anywhere
But
near the England
Harvey
squad.
Barnes, since he's
Yeah,
come back
but-
from injury, we've lost once or twice.
Yeah, but what does that even mean?
Yeah.
Congrats.
We finally have an attacking
How many has he
threat
scored?
through Harvey Barnes.
When did he come back from injury?
I think he's got 8 goal involvements in his last 8 or 9 games.
against
involvement
Passwords.
Okay. Yeah. So I think is everyone going to agree Saka, Sterling, Kane? Is anyone saying anything
it's
different?
Saka, Sterling, Kane.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
I am,
I
but
mean,
I
I
think
said
the
Foden.
Foden Sterling debate's closer than it's being made
I
out.
think
of.
Yeah.
I've got a Foden
Yeah.
opinion. I have a quick Foden opinion. So there's all this talk. This guy, he's this big youngster and all, but he hasn't had a crazy big season like any of the other these big youngsters nowadays. He plays every other game. You know, nabs a nice flick goal that everyone's like, ooh, what a youngster. he's not really had a proper standout season where you see him at
Yeah.
the top of the stats, top of the
I just want
players.
to.
Like last season, Young Player of the Year should have been Mason Mount. I think most people agree. So, yeah, I mean,
I just want to
Yeah.
confirm on the Harvey Barnes that he has played 22 matches in the Premier League. He has 3 goals and he has 6 assists.
better
Yeah.
2 goals.
But no, but you also got you got to realise that he was
Right,
coming back
okay.
from injury,
Um,
and we were rubbish.
It is, yeah.
In the last 9
He
games
still
he's played, he's
doesn't
got 8
get anywhere
goals
near the
in all
playing.
competitions.
I just want to come back to what Smith is saying about.
But it's still
Phil Foden.
impressive.
Can't get over
Um,
it.
I
that's
do think
just
Barnes
one
is still a good
interesting
player,
opinion
but
there.
isn't getting the squad.
Not saying he's had like a
Yeah.
massive breakthrough season, but I feel like he's been like consistently like very, very good. He's not had to have these. I don't think he's had to have the breakout season like Saka's had, like Smith Rowe's had, because I think he's always been performing at that level. So it's not like where he's been a youngster and he's come up, like Alanga at the minute. He's coming up in the ranks a bit. I feel like Phil Foden, from one of the first times he's played, he's fitted right into that Man City team, and it's similar to Trent really. There was no massive thing about Trent being this underrated player. It was just kind of like Trent was there, and then he's pretty much cemented easily top 2 right backs, and I think he's been there for a long time. I don't think he's had this big season where he shocked everyone, and I don't think he's needed it, and I don't think Phil Foden's needed it either. So I think that's just a different opinion on what you're saying about Foden.
I back that massively.
Yeah.
I want
I
to
feel
hear
like
Matthew's
that-
through.
Yeah, Matthew, go on.
Kane, obviously.
Yeah.
Saka on the right, I think that's quite
Yeah.
obvious. Some people might disagree. I know you guys won't, but I think like under Arteta this season, he's been different gravy. On the left, obviously I've got like Grealish just in behind Kane almost, but on the left I am going Phil Foden. I totally get the Sterling shout. I don't think it's obviously Foden. But yeah, I just think he's quality. He adds something different to Sterling. I think his passing is exceptional.
I think you could.
I just think he's an
you
all-round
could
good player and will
maybe
probably
play
be
Foden as a midfielder.
in the England ranks for
I don't think it
a
would
while
be
now.
a
Still very
horrendous
young, of
shout
course.
to play him as a attacking midfielder. Yeah, I feel like he's better there,
Could do.
but I don't think it would be like horrendous
No,
to play him. I
It
don't
would
think
be.
it would
He's
be
trash.
outrageous. I think he could play there.
Yeah, I'll put him on the left more.
Yeah.
And his FIFA
But to
cards
get him in
account.
the team,
I'd rather Mount there
I think
than
that's where you
Foden
have to
if
put
they're
him.
playing someone behind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there is the
I
England
think-
squad. There were a couple of players we agreed on.
I think.
In fact, the vast
Yeah.
majority.
No, I was just gonna say I think
they
everyone's
were fair
toned down
opinions.
their opinions
Yeah.
for this.
However, I want to move on to another topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
I know I have a bit because if we were talking on
For the
Discord or whatever,
podcast.
I wouldn't have
Do
Henderson
you
in
want
there.
a bad opinion?
But because
I'll give one if you want.
because
No, I have as
I've
well.
got to be like completely honest. I do.
You literally picked some random Donny
Now
as
you
your
want
player
to
of the
speak
week.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I think what's happened is
No,
it's become
Smithy,
less
you don't need
biased.
to add Mount in the
I
team.
don't think we've turned the bias.
Right, well, I'll make it bias.
We can't guarantee this every week.
Oh, shut your mouth. No. Ethan, what were you going to say?
And now, I haven't even mentioned Chalobah. Or
Well, while we're on the topic of
Okay.
people like Chalobah
Yeah.
and people like Mount, let's move on to the Chelsea topic that I wanted to bring up. I know I feel like mainly, so obviously people who listen to the podcast will know what's going on with Chelsea. The 2 people listening to the podcast. No, I'm just joking. But obviously, for me, I feel like the people that disagree with what's going on at Chelsea, from the majority of I heard, is Chelsea fans. I don't see a lot of other fans saying that it shouldn't be happening. And for me as a Liverpool fan, I don't want to see, and it's probably not going to happen, I don't want to see obviously Chelsea get relegated because of little points deducted or collapse as a club. So I'm not just saying this, I think it's right because I want to have that happen, like a Derby situation or something like that. But what I will say, in my opinion, is that I think that the government had no other choice. And I know it. I mean, it sucks to be a Chelsea fan, really, doesn't it? Because, you know, they didn't ask for this to happen. But in fairness, Chelsea have benefited from dirty money. And I'm not saying every owner from every club is brilliant, but they have benefited from money that has helped them. That has helped the war in Ukraine run, and helped. And Chelsea has made Roman Abramovich money that has then funded a lot of the war going on. So I feel like he can't go around. I mean, police have raided Russian houses in London, and they've banned people from flying. They've banned this and they've banned that. And I don't think you can have in the capital of the of England, I should say, in the capital of England, one of the biggest influences with Putin, one of his best mates, run Chelsea. For me, that can't. I can't see why people would think that's okay. But we'll move to Smethurst and then we can go around. But
Okay, so
'cause I know you've got a difference of opinion.
obviously I'll always back the club to a certain level. To a certain level.
I mean, you
So
can't always back the club.
I think. Okay, yeah. Say we did like some mass unaliving, because I don't think I can say the K word on a Spotify. I don't think they'd allow it.
You can't say
K
what?
Word, KIL. I don't think I can say it because you've got to. No,
Alright.
you can't. Legit nowadays. You stop all these things. MKILL. You got to say unalive. All right. What was I saying?
Okay.
Roman, obviously, you know, I don't think he's a bad guy, a really bad guy. However, he had links, he pumped in money, like he has to be punished. Obviously, I'll take my bias aside there. He has to be punished. You know, he has links with Putin, all fair. However, I feel where the line has slightly been a bit unfair on Chelsea fans to an extent where it shouldn't have been done, is, for example, not letting people buy tickets.
But where's
at
that
all.
money going
I know.
to?
Where's that? Well, this is the thing. You've got like disqualified from the board. I think for all they could do, if they're gonna do it,
No.
they may as well say, "Oh, proceeds go to charity" or something like that.
Yeah, but he didn't.
Government proposed that.
But
I
Roman
don't think
didn't.
Roman's really in a position to make decisions at this point.
But
I think that.
yeah.
I think in a
Yeah,
way. Oh, the thing is, right. My view on it with the government.
Yeah.
It's the whole situations are full of just hard decisions where you're not going to please everyone. As a Chelsea fan, I was upset with what they did. Do I think they had to make a call? Obviously, yeah. To an extent, I think it's the right thing. I think overall, lots of the decisions they made were probably decisions they had to take. I still think some of the measures were a bit unfair, too unfair.
Mm-hmm.
But on the whole, I mean, it has to be done. But I think the situation is going to be fine as long as we don't get, again, the racist Rickett family who came out and said they dislike Muslims and make jokes about black people, which is not good when you're trying to get Rudiger a new contract. So
I think what's unfortunate for Chelsea is that the problem is the government had to freeze his assets, and unfortunately for Chelsea fans, Chelsea is his asset. I know it probably sucks that you can't make tickets and you can't go to, well, not say for you, but for Chelsea fans. But at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, the money will be going into Roman Abramovich's pocket, and he's still got links to Beauty. It's not like he's come out and said, I disagree with him. He's still backing him to a certain extent, and you don't know that if then the government go, oh well, we feel sorry for Chelsea fans, go and have your tickets. That will fund.
I feel like
a building or guns being shot at them. Not necessarily directly, but that is where.
I feel like
can't say bomb.
what you're saying about
Sorry,
the money
explosive,
going to him, and then you can
loud
bring up the argument
device.
of he said all the funds are going to Ukraine or whatever. The only thing not all the funds, whatever he said about funds going to Ukraine when he sells a club, whatever. I don't know exactly what he said. Spencer, what did he say?
Not all the funds. Not all the funds.
Right. Okay. So
it was like, well, I'm not 100%, but
going back to that,
like,
I think
1.5 billion.
I
It was
think
like excess
the only
sort
thing
of
they've got
amount
to base off that is his word.
of, like,
So they've not got anything
stuff from his-
in writing. I don't think they're planning on meeting up with him to make sure that happens. So I feel like it was like a good call to just get it all done, and I feel like they're on the way out of it because you've also got bids coming in. So I feel like it's back on the up, but yeah.
Mm. This is slightly it's not really on a tangent exactly, but do you feel they should be showing the same reactions that they have to our owners with, like, for example,
know
the
that.
Saudi owners for Newcastle? They unalived about 81 people the other day. Obviously, in their
Yeah.
government, stuff like that is more legal. Well, I don't even know if it's legal or not. I haven't researched into
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia laws.
Yeah.
So if there's any Saudi people listening, comment. Wait. Anyways, the point is, do you think they should be showing the same attitude towards all these owners? Like, I remember the PSG one as well. There's some dodgy stuff going on with him. Like, should they be showing the same attitude towards these guys who've all got dirty, dodgy money?
What the Prem did say after Roman Abramovich, obviously this whole thing happened, is this hasn't been confirmed, but they did say that they're going to bring in, I think it's like an owner legitimacy test or a process they've got to go through to stop this happening again. I think the difficulty is when you've got that much money. I mean, how did you get there? And a lot, and you'll notice a lot of owners haven't always done the most sort of best things to get there. I mean, I can't obviously comment on individuals, but
Yeah.
I think they did talk about bringing that in, and I think that's a good idea. I feel like
Yeah.
I think Roman Abramovich coming in whenever he did, I don't think that was necessarily a bad decision because we didn't know this was going to happen. I feel like it was probably harsh on the Premier League to have stopped it.
Yeah.
But I do feel like we can be a lot
Yeah.
more thorough in where his money is going and what he's funding.
I mean, at the end of the day, like lots of the fans say, Chelsea Football Club's more than Roman Abramovich.
No.
I mean, he was there before the
Yeah,
You'll
go on,
chance
Luke.
his name, won't you?
Yeah? Yeah?
Can I just say something about
No.
Abramovich?
No. Go on then, what? Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
he's one of the best things to happen to Chelsea, and now
Yeah.
he's the reason it's all going down.
Hmm.
So it's a tough one for Chelsea fans to accept because of how much he's actually bought into the club. But the government didn't really have any other choice here. And then quickly
Yeah.
back to the Saudis. You were talking, do the Newcastle deserve the same kind of sanctions? So what would you think if a Saudi owner came into Chelsea then, Josiah? Because I don't know, do you want Saudi owners or?
Well, I mentioned earlier, sometimes you've got to think, the net worth is crazy. But, no, these guys are like the Saudi media group. I mean, it's slightly different. The issue is, the thing with our owners, none of them, it's kind of like, none of the options that we got right now are like great owners, I mean, at all. Because obviously I said, you've got these guys who are notoriously known for like racist comments. You've got this 86-year-old Swiss guy who, let's be real, he's not gonna be alive to see us win another Premier League. Like, let's be real. He's old. You've got an American, that's all I say. And then you've got Nick Candy, who you may have heard he's a Chelsea fan.
Yeah.
But he seems like
Along
a bit
with
of a
50
PR
other
man.
people.
So so it's not really much of a choice.
You got
so.
Conor
Conor
McGregor.
McGregor.
there.
Honestly,
He put his
He'd
name
have to
down.
split it, yeah.
You got John Terry, but then
You can't afford it though, can he? He's nowhere near affording it.
So
well, it's a
Mark's getting
consortium. So,
He's got some whiskey money, hasn't he?
but it's kind of like at this point, as long as we just
Yeah.
stay afloat, don't get into administration. I'm chilling at that point,
Matthew, what do you
So-
think? You've been quite quiet. What do you think, Matthew?
What, just about Abramovich?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I think they've done the right thing. Obviously, when somebody's funding a war, not too great. So
Yeah.
I think the government have made the right decision
You
to,
stop
to
right
do
there.
Insightful.
to do what they've done.
Insightful.
They're
They're
just
good.
Need, you just
They
need
can't afford
Thailand
Chelsea, they're good.
owners. You need the Slava Pravas. That's what you need. They are the best owners in the Premier League.
They can't
I'm
afford
just saying.
Chelsea.
Right.
They are good owners.
We need to take one more break, and we will come back for the last. What we're going to do for the last bit is I'm going to go through some
Predictions,
verses,
I say.
some verses and prediction
Cool.
questions. We'll end.
Yeah.
We'll end with the verses, and we'll go next to the predictions. And there'll be quick fire verses, and we've got to go around and say here we are, and we don't have much time to
Okay.
explain it. But we will be back in the next 1 second if you're listening on Spotify. Right, we're back. We had a bit of a hiccup.
Quick fire.
I forgot to record. So we're going to start the second part of the podcast again. We're only 5 minutes in. Right. This is player versus player. We're going to go quickly around everybody and give their opinion. We started off with Salah versus Messi. For me, this is in current form, so we're talking season, arguably season and a half. I don't care how long in terms of 2 seasons. For me, even 2 seasons, Salah would get over Messi in Liverpool for sure. And I feel like in most teams. We'll go to Iceland next.
I'm gonna, like I was saying earlier, it just pains me to say any Liverpool player doing well, but it's gonna have to be Salah, isn't it? Really?
It's gonna have to be. It is gonna have to be. We'll go to Matthew. I mean, does anyone disagree? Actually, to be fair, does anyone disagree with?
No.
Salah?
He may be worse than. I mean, he may be worse than Hazard, but he's better than Messi.
Okay, which is
Impossible.
convenient. It's almost like it was scripted. We're moving on to.
I said that last time.
You did say it last time. Yeah.
My take.
done it before.
I'll say what I said last time because I still back it. We're going to go on to Prime Hazard versus Prime Salah. And I said this quickly, and I'm just going to quickly say it again. For me, Hazard, he was one of the best dribblers in the Prem. Whether he's the best or not, again, it's another debate, but he's definitely up there with being one of the best dribblers of the ball. But, so again, I said this, I know stats can't necessarily decide whether a player is better or worse, but when you've got Salah stats, you can't. For me, it's too good to say Hazard's better. So for me, Prime Salah is better than Prime Hazard. So Smethus, we'll go to you next because you'll be the biggest opinion.
I mean, the thing is, right, as a Chelsea fan, like, it's just like kind of law. I've got to say Hazard, like, for no reason. I've just got to say it, Hazard. Like, he's my favourite player of all time. I've literally got no reason other than I'm a Chelsea fan. It's one of the
Over
players you've
Lampard?
got to stick by. What?
Is your favourite player over Lampard?
Yes, yeah. Lampard's my second favourite.
Oh, interesting.
Hazard's more my generation, you know.
True. Isaac?
So.
I'm just. I think I'm gonna have to go Hazard. And yeah, moving on.
Nice. Okay. We don't have time to discuss why he said Hazard. Matthew?
I think it's because he doesn't have a reason. I think he knows what he should have said.
I do. We can come back to it if you like a different
No.
day, but
Alright,
Not
yeah,
right
we'll
now.
quick fire. Got to quick fire these.
Quick by these. We'll go to Matthew next.
Two different players, but I think for me it goes down to who had a bigger impact on their team during those primes. And for me personally, I think Salah at Liverpool had
Good.
a better impact and a more positive impact on Liverpool than Hazard. Obviously, Hazard without going, like, he's an immensely good player when he plays with Chelsea, but I think Salah performed better for Liverpool.
Yeah, I agree, Jackie.
I don't think Salah's prime has ended.
Yeah.
I think we're still
That's how
in
good he
Salah's
is.
prime.
Yeah.
Has Hazard?
Therefore,
Has Hazard?
yes, Hazard is gone. But I think we've still got even more to see of Salah.
Yeah.
And Hazard's prime is done. We can look back on it. But if we're arguing that Salah could be better than Hazard in his prime, when we've still got more of Salah to see, I think it's Salah.
Yes.
If buts and maybes.
I mean, for me, Hazard's had a bad season. Like, he had a bad season. Salah's never really had a bad game. Like, if you think back, I can't think of a bad game Mo Salah's had.
He has had that.
What?
So
Wait,
for me,
season.
recently played
Mate.
badly against
Who against?
He also got pocketed by Luke
Inter
Thomas
Milan.
in December. Just saying. He got
Yeah.
Okay,
got
what
pocketed
up?
by Luke Thomas.
Luke Thomas.
Carabao
Another
Cup
four.
final.
Didn't have a
Carabao
bad
Cup
game.
final, he wasn't
Didn't have a
great.
bad game.
He was
He
poor
did.
against Inter.
I'd say he was poor.
It's just the saying because it rolled nicely off the tongue. Of course, he's had bad games, but it rolled nicely. He's not had a bad season like Hazard. You guys had to ruin it.
Definitely had a bad season.
Hazard's actually had a bad season, but Salah's never been on worse than 2 games in a row.
Oh,
Like
you're on about
his-
him at Liverpool?
Yeah. His
Right,
numbers,
nice to say,
Yeah, I was
His
gonna
numbers
say,
are
that is his
crazy.
prime,
Prime.
Smethurst. That is his prime.
like his
Yeah,
prime is what,
unfortunately, Chelsea wasn't
2017,
his prime.
18 to now, and he's still going.
Yeah.
Too good.
Ethan, do
Too
one
good.
more quick fire verses before we.
Right, this one
up.
is a little bit controversial. And
Oh.
it may divide. It may
Is it
divide.
another
us.
Liverpool player?
It's another Liverpool player. It's actually another
It
Chelsea
better not be
player.
political.
It's another Chelsea player. Yeah, it's two
Ah.
politicians. No, I'm joking. We've got this season. Oh, do I say this? Yeah, go on. I'll say this season. I want to narrow it
This
down a little
season.
bit. Joel Matip versus Rudiger.
Oh my word.
Ooh.
I'll forever back him.
So
Rudiger.
Smethus has
Go
gone
on.
Rudiger.
Mhm.
Isaac.
Forever.
This season,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Rudiger.
I thought you were about to say Matip because you were saying this season.
Yeah, same. That's what I was. That's what I thought you were gonna say.
Because I'm taking into account before Christmas. Matip's into Christmas. I think.
Matip before Christmas.
I'm so
Before Christmas,
confused.
I'm still going Rudiger.
What?
Did you watch Liverpool
I'm
before
so
Christmas? Because Matip was insane.
Yeah.
So was Rudiger.
Yeah, but same before Christmas.
Come on.
It's,
We'll go to
I
Jackie.
don't need-
We'll go to
I
Jackie
don't
Bow.
need to give my reason.
We'll go to Jackie Bow.
So,
it's one of them.
they're both like similar, even in the way they attack. They both randomly at some point in the game
Just
run up the
sprint.
pitch and shoot for no reason.
Yeah.
Both of them do that. But has Rudiger got a Player of the Month?
What?
Exactly.
No, I'm kidding. I do think this season it's not as easy as people make out, but I do think Matip edges it this season.
I agree, Matthew.
People
But
make it
overall,
easy.
as a footballer, it's not easy. But Rudiger
Fair.
is a better footballer.
Yeah.
But John Matip is
Okay.
better this season.
Okay.
Interesting.
Matthew.
This season, Matip. This last year, Rudiger.
That's actually.
What
fair, that's pretty
calendar
fair.
year?
Yeah.
You're talking
Well, to
about?
be fair, Matip was injured all of the end of last year.
Yeah, so he's not wrong.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
I mean, they're both just so. They're
I
both.
think-
It's like
I
neck
think
and
Cooper
neck.
and
They're
I,
both very
Cooper
good.
and I would say Matip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean even his dribbling ability, like one of the best at Liverpool.
Then the
Which
funny
is
thing you
crazy
say
to
about
say.
Rudiger is that's the crazy thing. They're both very
But
very good centre backs.
Matip
Are we,
does, like,
are we starting
one a game,
Canate?
and he just runs all the
Or are we
way.
still having
No.
Matip?
Matip
Yeah,
starts.
how about that?
Yeah, yeah.
I think he's even up there for Player of the Month again this month. He's had another amazing month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Right. We're going to move on really quickly because I said we're going to do predictions. The predictions we're going to go for is I want to do two. I want to do really quickly winner of the FA Cup and winner of the Champions League this season, and Premier League
Very
will
nice.
move on next season. Next episode, sorry, not next season. For me, it's really hard, especially when you're in it still. It's hard not to be biased for both these things. It's really hard to sit here and not back yourself. I feel like with the form we're in, I feel like, I think I back Liverpool for both. If you look at our route to the Champions League final, it is the easiest in the whole tournament, easiest
don't know if it
for a
is.
couple of years. And then if you look at the FA Cup, the FA Cup's the FA Cup, and
It's
we're,
not that
we're in the
easy, your route.
semis. We're-
I don't think our Champions League run's been easy. We had a hard group, and now we have to play
No, I mean, it
Bayern
is
if we
now.
make the semis.
Yeah, I mean it is
I mean,
now.
literally just played Inter as well.
Yeah,
Played
we
it.
have
Yeah, no,
the
we
second
have played
hardest
it
team
this-
we could have got.
As in to the final where we are now.
We still have to play Bayern.
You've got Benfica. If you look at everyone else, has got Chelsea.
Yeah, so
Real
we've had
Madrid.
one nice game.
Yeah, but then we had Lille. Remember, we did get lucky with Lille. So
But
plus
I
we'll beat
think-
Real. So that's off.
I think Liverpool.
Yeah.
I've got to say Liverpool for both.
I
Yeah,
like it.
So
that's valid.
We'll go to Isaac.
That's fair.
I'm going to go for I'm going to do Champions League first. I'm going to go for a bit of an outside shout. I'm going to go for Real Madrid.
Okay.
No, not even getting into the semis.
I know. Obviously, what we're saying about Real Madrid today, they were getting absolutely battered by Barca, ended 4-0.
They have just lost 4-0, actually.
Yeah,
by the
I've
way.
just had a look. They did lose 4-0.
Yeah.
But that comeback against PSG. I'm not sure how good PSG actually are. But I think
I'm not sure that's. I mean, it's a good comeback, but
But I think they might do it. They're so good in Champions League.
No.
It's just their competition. I feel like. So outside
I
shout. and
do
then
see
FA
where you're
Cup.
coming from. Yeah.
FA Cup. I'm going to go. Man City didn't win their trophy, the Carabao Cup, so they'll go for this one.
That's fair. That's fair.
Jackie.
I was going to say Real Madrid to win the UCL. But
It's a big nerve. from
they've
the
just been ripped apart by... I know they're having a revival, but they have just been ripped apart by Barcelona. I don't know
No.
who's going to win the Champions League.
I don't
They're not
think you
getting-
can
But-
base it off league games because Real Madrid.
No, I know you
Champions
can't. That's the
League.
thing.
Yeah, but look at Real Madrid in the Champions League. They don't really.
If someone says to me Champions League, I think of Real Madrid.
Yeah.
So I'm still going to put the idea forward that they will win the UCL. Because I watched the PSG Madrid game, best game of football I've seen in a long time. But I think they'll win. And the FA Cup, I think it'll be between...
Yeah, but I don't think you can pick Real Madrid Champions League because when you think of the Champions League, you think Real Madrid, though.
When I think of Real Madrid, I think of Eder Militao.
Form goes out the window when you play in the Champions League and stuff like that.
No, that's true. That's true.
I do back it. I do back Jack and Isaac's point.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
But FA Cup for me, I think it is Man City,
No Liverpool so far. This is okay.
personally.
Okay. We'll go to the most biased Liverpool fan in the wrong way. We'll go to Matthew.
I think FA Cup, probably Man City, because when we play Man City, we've got a tight schedule around it. We're playing like United and Benfica and
We're playing
like
Man
another hard
City. I think
team
the week after we play Man City in the FA Cup, I think.
in the space of like 10 days.
Yeah.
But so I think we'll lose Man City in the semis, to be honest, and then it'll probably be a City-Chelsea final. But Champions League, I'm gonna have to go for Liverpool because I feel like we'll beat Benfica, and then we beat Bayern a few years ago pretty comfortably in the round of 16. So I think it'll most likely be Bayern in semis. So I think we'll probably beat Bayern in the semis, and then I'll just back us in the final. We've been in the final before with pretty much the same group of players, so I think we can win the final though. It's gonna be close though.
Who? Sorry, who did Man City have in the Champions League?
Atletico.
Atletico, yeah. So you think it'll be Man City, Chelsea in the semis, and then Man City to win it, or Chelsea to win it, Matthew?
No, he's Liverpool.
No, as in on that's on our side.
Who
On
do
the
you
other
think will be in
side,
the final
who
with
do you think will be in the
Liverpool?
final?
Not a clue. Not Man City. I don't think. I think they'll bottle it, to be honest. Probably Real. I think whoever wins Real, Chelsea, to be honest. Whoever wins Real or Chelsea, I reckon.
Fair enough.
Then. But I still back us in the final.
I think if Real Madrid beat Chelsea, Man City will beat Real Madrid. In my opinion. But anyway, we'll go to Smith first. He's shaking his head.
Oh, well, it's not... I'm sorry. We are beating Real Madrid so comfortably. You can come back to this. We're
Clip
much
this,
better
clip
team than
this.
them.
Right, this is
all
going- this is
around.
going
We're
on TikTok.
so much of a better team
This is
than
going on
them.
TikTok.
I mean, we're so much better. We beat them last year. The players are confident we'll beat them this year. However, I don't think we're going to win the Champions League final. I think City over 2 legs will destroy us. So I think Liverpool will win the Champions League final. I think they'll beat City. They'll beat Bayern Munich. They'll easily beat Benfica. FA Cup, I'm gonna back us. I'm gonna go Chelsea. I think we beat them in a final before, and we've lost quite a few domestic cup finals where I think at this point we're due to finally win one again. So that's my predictions.
Coops King.
I think Champions League, it's going to be Liverpool. And I think with the Chelsea Real Madrid thing, I'm not as passionate about Josiah and I'm not as confident, but I do think Chelsea will edge up against Real Madrid. Only because I saw what they did to them last season and it was pretty comfortable, really. So I think they'll go on, play City. I think City will beat them, though, and it'll be a Liverpool City final. And then FA Cup, it's a bit different because we're playing City around the time we have to play them in the league, which is more important, really. I'd rather beat City in the league than the FA Cup. And we have 2 Champions League games and United. I think City will beat us in the FA Cup. But if we go on and win the league, I'm not mad at that. So I think City will win the FA Cup. And we'll... Obviously, the quadruple is the dream, and I still believe we can do it. But I'm going Liverpool Champions League and City for the FA Cup.
All right. Well, there you go, everybody. There are... I feel like this podcast has been relatively unbiased. I mean, there might be some bias.
Wait till we're in person.
We're going to do the quadruple.
Then we're shouting.
But again, like I can't promise this every week. But this has been the first episode of our podcast. We would be doing one every single week. The next one is in person. And I'm not entirely sure what we're discussing yet. It might be international stuff. Hopefully we'll do it after the Wales game. We'll be discussing the Wales game. Hopefully it'll be after the Wales game.
Hopefully we win.
We will win. So, thank you guys for listening. See you next time.